Hi.
Hi, Mike.
We got a writing question.
That's okay. She didn't get to do that yet. She isn't. Nicole, what do you got? How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
With Jamar Chase suspended, what have you seen from T. Higgins and the rest of the Cincy?
Well, I mean, again, talent, plenty of talent. It's just the opportunities probably haven't been there, but when they've been given the opportunity and they've gone to them, you know, whether that's Yoshi Voss, that's Tinsley down the field, obviously T, deep threat, you know, took a slant to the house against Pittsburgh, tight window, you know, split the safeties. You know, so I don't think that they lack in talent. I think it's just been opportunity. So again, we'll have to do a great job, you know, trying to defend them, whether that be Brown or Higgins or anybody else. It's just it's a big challenge offensively.
Mike, question from Karen for you.
Okay.
Cole, I'm good, thanks for asking. Since you became a head coach, how, if at all, have you changed how you manage your individual relationships with players over the years?
I mean, again, my job is to have a relationship or a connection with everybody here, players and staff included. Some of those relationships are stronger than others. That's kind of the nature of this. But, you know, I think for me, it's just been having something in each room or part of the game plan in each phase that will at least allow me to have a conversation about the game plan, about their, you know, job or technique, you know, which is the best way, you know, to be able to have that connection through the week. You know, and then again, just try to be as genuine as I possibly can.
Like, was that something that you needed, wanted, got when you were a player, and something you felt like was important to you?
I don't know if it was that needed. I mean, it was just kind of different. I think it was just different. And I haven't coached anybody any differently from the 3 years that I spent at Ohio State. Going to Houston, they were maybe a year or two older, and back then they made more money. Now they're just a year or two older, and some of them make about the same amount of money. So I appreciate where they all come from. I appreciate their backgrounds. You can see the type of people they are by when you meet their families. I think that's something that, you know, really shows in the pride that they have. And, you know, how, you know, we do this to provide for our family. So, you know, outside of winning, you know, let's be honest, like that's why we do this. So I enjoy meeting their families, and I enjoy meeting the people that they care about. And we always said things that are important to them should be important to us.
Like, as a player, you were known sort of as an enforcer. And I know accountability is super important to you now. So as a coach, you know, how have you evolved in creating accountability? And
I think my job, I've said this, is to try to protect the team and stay consistent and try to hold the best players the most accountable. That way it sets a clear message to everybody, you know, throughout. Not, you know, if the quarterback makes a mistake or Drake makes a mistake, doesn't really do me any good to sit there and coach up Tommy, you know, DeVito. Just go right to the source, and I think the players appreciate the consistency.
Like the stability of the offensive line in their performance this season seems like it's led to a lot of the team's success. Can you talk about what that group and the coaching staff and Doug Marrone has meant to the success?
Well, Doug, I mean, that's a good group in there. You know, I mean, Doug's in charge, but Jason Hotaling, Haas, and you know, Cougs, I think we're lucky. I think those guys really do a good job. Like I said, when I talked about the staff, they can all take a group and coach them, and pre-practice, individual. So you see a lot of that is, you know, split up, and guys are getting work and reps, and so there's a lot of confidence there. I think the players are building some confidence. I think that, you know, the more that we get into this thing and they understand kind of the design of the play and kind of how Drake's going to operate, whether that's, you know, trying to climb the pocket or, the extension and everything else, I think it all, goes hand in hand. I think they communicate well, and the more that we've been able to be out there as a unit has led to, some good results.
With the Ramondre possibly nearing the return, you've had Travion kind of be that main back in the last few games. Is there a plan kind of to have a better balance between the two of them when they're both ready to play or when Ramondre's healthy?
I think we'll probably have to have that conversation, when it's, certain that we're going to have Ramondre. He's going to work through practice today, and, we'll see where things go. Travion's helped us, Ramondre's helped us, Terrell's helped us. Disappointed that Dearness couldn't, have a couple more carries. We gained some good yards on whatever they thought was a holding penalty, and go from there. So we'll try to have them all help us, but it's been good to see Travion continue to run hard and take care of the football and everything else.
What's been your impression of Joe Flacco and just the way that Bengals offense has been played?
Efficient, on time. A lot of, again, you're not going to trick them. You're not going to trick them. You're going to have to cover them, beat them, rush them. The ball comes out quick. Doesn't seem to get rattled very easily. It's not something that's going to happen. Arm strength and accuracy has been great. He kind of knows what he wants to do and where he wants to go with the ball. It's a lot of command.
Mike, he's also someone you saw as a player. I don't know. I know all those memories are great, but what do you remember about a young Joe Flacco on the other sideline?
About the same. Big, talented, strong. Probably ran a little bit more. So just the longevity, a lot of respect for him as a person and as a player.
Mike, we'll get a chance to see them in practice, theoretically, but you talked about Ramondre and his situation, Keyshawn and Christian as well. Is there any updates?
Yep. They'll all work today, and we'll see, how they respond after today and kind of keep moving from there. But no real update. They haven't done anything that, we've pushed through other than that. So hopefully they're out there, and they will be, and ready to go, and then we'll see where they go.
The decision to send CJ to the active roster, was that similar to the situation you kind of talked about earlier this week with Braden, where it's someone you put time in with and want to continue working with?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go involved with that, and certainly those two players were ones that kept showing up as the show team players, or whether it's on special teams or offense or defense, and so there's it's just kind of what happens when you get to this part of the season, and we'll see if those guys can help us, and we ask everybody to prepare as a starter when they come in here, and I don't think anything should change or will change for those guys.
Mike, you have defended the quarterback-related trick concept in back-to-back weeks. How much is it from? It's from having your scout team running the play, simulating it during the practice, versus just the players out there with high awareness and discipline during the game.
Well, we're not going to be able to show them everything. We have a lot of, again, admiration, respect, gratitude for the players that give us those looks throughout the week. I think they take great pride in that. We ask them to try to, they're being evaluated, and they're, we're trying to put it the best as we can in our language, and letting them play football and letting them compete and, try to stay up and take care of each other. We don't want anything that's out of control, but I think improvement has been made by players on those units. They give us a fantastic look in all, first, second, third down. We get to the red zone late in the week. So again, that starts there. And then we're not going to be able to show them every single play that they're going to see in the game. That's impossible. Nobody's that good. There's things that we'll show them, that they'll be able to recall. But then it comes down to the 11 guys out there. If there's an unscouted look, or there's a scout, there's a play that, comes up that they haven't seen or they haven't run this year, that, you kind of use your tools and use, kind of your rules for the play and what your responsibility is to go and defend it.
Mike, Drake's been. Final question.
Drake said on the radio the other day that one of the concepts he's been focused on this year is remaining a passer as long as possible, even when he's taking off. How much progress have you seen with that particular skill or development for him?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that was, talked about in the offseason that we wanted to try to allow him to do and let him work on it. And, example on the sidelines there with Diggs the other night is maintaining a passer as long as he can, still threaten the edge. And then if people come out of coverage, being able to, make good decisions and great decisions with the football, and it leads to, 15 extra yards. He wasn't going to run for 15 yards. So again, those are things that really can put stress on the defense when you do them positively and you're not making bad decisions.
Mike, Drake's been so accurate this year. What kind of work have you seen him put in to refine or improve that part of playing the position, and how much of that just might be innate?
I think probably a little bit of both. I think that Josh and Ashton have tried to work hard on that. I also think Drake is talented, and again, it's like a pitcher. I mean, I don't know if there's a pitching coach that was really taught Greg Maddux how to paint the plate and put the ball wherever he wanted it. So I think there's some natural skill there, but then I think that they work on those things and they work on platform and throwing off of different places and still remaining accurate and climbing a pocket and working with a base and all those things. And then, there's other times where it's just natural athletic ability and hand-eye coordination and putting the ball in good spots. Thank you.